Guys, if you depend on a firearm for self-defense, whether it's your home defense, whether you're traveling and have a firearm in your vehicle, or you're a concealed carry holder, it's just really smart to have some kind of association backing you up. And for years, even though I knew I needed it, I waited. Back in 2016, I joined the United States Concealed Carry Association. And guys, honestly, it was long overdue. I should have been a member way before. The one thing about a self-defense situation is that you're relying on the police that are there to be able to interpret what's going on, and with witnesses, and I mean, it gets kind of convoluted what people have seen, what you may say, what happens. And having a really good self-defense lawyer that knows the ins and outs of the legal system is invaluable. One thing about USCCA is they give you the information, what you need to say, what you need to do. And I've got a card in my pocket, I carry it all the time, and if anything ever happens, I can pull that card out, I call the number, and they're on it. And you know, guys, you've seen all the different ads that come up on YouTube. I mean, there's a lot of different real testimonies where people have been through self-defense situations. And guys, it's out there, it's real. Now here we live in South Carolina, and we have really good gun laws that are very good for justifiable self-defense. We have a good strong castle doctrine. A lot of times when people have had to use their firearms and they're carrying concealed, typically they're maybe questioned, but they're not even detained or charged, as long as it's pretty clear cut. But sometimes, guys, the water gets muddied. A while back, my good friend Robbie Wheaton was actually an expert at a trial where a guy had actually had to use his firearm in self-defense. He was being charged with murder because some relatives were actually there giving false witness. He was proven innocent, and you would think that's great. But what was really crazy is he had a really large piece of land where it happened in his home, and he lost everything. So even if you're justified, there can be civil or just legal fees that just swallow things up. Really, after that is when I decided I really needed to join some kind of an association. And after doing a lot of research, I chose the USCCA, or United States Concealed Carry Association. I'd been following Tim Schmidt for years when he first started on YouTube as a police officer, just helping train people and doing really cool videos. And then he began the United States Concealed Carry Association, and it's really grown into a large association. In fact, there are over 250,000 members of the association. Now, one of the big things they start out with is education. You need to be educated, not only on gun laws, but also on procedures and things that you need to watch for. Guys, you need to be planning that ahead now. You need to do your research, you need to check these things out before you find yourself in a situation where you're defending your life with a firearm, or your family's life, or your home. And you need to have some education, knowing the gun laws, knowing concealed carry laws, knowing how laws change. It's one of the big things that USCCA does, is they really strive to educate. One of the big ways is they do offer a monthly magazine that is excellent. We're going to take a little bit more of a look at this because there are just so many things in these magazines that help. They have a whole video library on training. They do have live events where you can go to for training. And of course, reading through the magazine, there's always tips and things like that. But really, one of the big things that really attracted me, of course, was protection and legal protection. And guys, if you find yourself in that situation, going to jail, having to set bond or bail, those kind of things, and then hiring a lawyer, it can be overwhelming, especially if you've just been in a self-defense situation where you've shot someone. I mean, that's a traumatic experience in itself. And so having someone that's prepared and ready to go with just a phone call away gives you a lot of peace of mind. And guys, honestly, it's just smart. Before I get into a lot of the details, it just starts out at $22 a month. I mean, it's very reasonable. Now, there are other plans, and I think the gold is $22, and then it goes up to $30 for the platinum. And then they have the elite, which is $47 a month. And just, it gives you more features. And you can go to the USCCA website and look at all the details. But for me, I chose at first the platinum because that's the top choice. And then now I've gone to the elite. And because, especially in my position, being a YouTube guy and doing guns and everything, I felt like I needed the most protection I could get. Guys, I'll tell you, that money every month would be gold, literal gold, if you ever get yourself in a self-defense situation. The great thing is too, is you can add your spouse for like $9 extra, which we did. My wife's a part, and my daughter now is a part, and my son, who's getting ready to turn 21 and get his concealed carry, he's going to get his as well. Because guys, it can, again, not only ruin you financially, but it can put you behind bars, possibly for the rest of your life. Now, there are a lot of different legal protection groups out there. In fact, I've been contacted by a number of them. But to me, with the backing that the USCCA has, and with the membership, and with all the things that they offer, I mean, it's the best out there. Now, here's actually the past couple of months that I've gotten the Concealed Carry magazine. And they have a lot of different ways that they do things. Here, this features the aftermath, a lot of the different things you face. And guys, this thing is slam full of information. You know, and here we have just a standard review on shooting glasses, but we also have things like the gun show loophole. This is where a guy was having a car repossessed and he ended up pulling a gun on a guy, and the story, I mean, there's so many different stories in here, situations that you need to be careful of. And so this is really such a great educational tool. You can learn what to do, what not to do, some of the dangers, even more of a hand-to-hand or hands-on. I mean, it just goes on and on, guys. I've just been totally impressed. Now, here is the Concealed Carry Expo. It's going to be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is in May. And, you know, there are things that they offer like that. And, of course, with the other magazine, we could go through it. But it's the same thing, guys. It just gives you a lot of information. Now, here's the thing. There's information out on YouTube. There's information out there. But is it credible? I mean, is it real information, especially when it comes to legal? And that's one of the things about these guys. They have you covered for legal protection. They've done all the research. They know what they're doing. There's a large database that they work from. So they know what happens. And again, when gun laws change, you're going to be in good shape. This is the sticker that you get. And of course, you can put this on the back of your vehicle. I just got this one in when we changed our membership to Elite. But guys, again, I've been doing this for over 3 years now. So this isn't something new that I just want to throw up here to show you. This is something to me that I really believe in. Of course, their website is excellent, and you know, you have your different education, your training, and then your legal protection. I mean, it gives you the big three. And then, of course, the resources that are here on the website are just tremendous. To be forewarned is to be forearmed, and that's one of the things that this really gives you. Now, down in the description below, there's going to be a link. You can go straight to it. It's actually an affiliate link. It does help support the Suits channel. But this is something, guys, that I really believe in. I didn't start doing this because I just felt like I could make a little extra money. The big thing is I've been a member again for 3 years, and honestly, I had been looking at them for 3 years before that and should have joined earlier. You're playing Russian roulette out there if you're carrying a firearm. No pun intended, but you really are. Whatever you decide to do, get some really good legal protection if you're going to carry a firearm, because otherwise it's just you and you alone. With the USCCA, you've got a friend. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Now, with the USCAA, it's one of the big things that the USCAA, having a system that backs you, concealed carry laws. But when you're carrying a concealed weapon,